Osram action, Gemmell was taking no prisoners.
It's been good up to now. This last long stage, 36 Ks, was quite fast as well. We got onto some big roads and we're doing 180. So these cars are a bit heavy to slow down, but otherwise they go quite well.
Nicholas Ryan was coming to terms with the new route notes.
It was quick, it was very quick, and the notes are, there's a lot to take in on each instruction, so you have to listen to the navigator carefully, make sure that you've heard it correctly. If not sure, ask him again, because the 9 is a 9 and a 1 is a 1, and you mustn't get them confused. But the notes are definitely the way to go.
Visser du Plessis was literally jumping for joy.
Some of those jumps are unbelievably hard on the car. It's so rough, you know, if you don't concentrate, you're gonna destroy your car in this rally.
Sali de Toy, in contrast to Visser, was not a happy camper.
We were held up a little bit by John Williams. They had a problem with their rear axle. So we caught him in the stage and passed the team in the stage. We drove about, I say, about 2 Ks in his dust. So there we lost a little bit of time, but the fight is going to start now. We're going to go flat out from now on.
And flat out he certainly went. Williams was all over the road.
On the first stage we pulled away, and coming up to the first crest the car started to feel loose, and you know, normally you think it's just in your mind, you know, first stage gremlins, you just think it's loose, it's, you know, puncture, what is it? And we came into the first gate and the car just completely went sideways, and that's when I knew, I thought, no, there's something wrong here. And we kept driving the car all over the show, and then now we just found out one of the rose joints at the back's broken.
And there's only 20 minutes of service time allowed. Tense times in the Williams stable. John was raring to get going.
No, they did a great job. I can't believe it. So now I've got to do it on the gravel now and show them that they did a good job. But yeah, thanks very much to them.
Bill Sturrock was responsible for the route note system, and the Scot explains the benefits.
What the whole thing is a story about the road, a detailed story about what the road is doing, hazards, what they're coming up, and how competitors should approach them. I mean, previously they've done this event and it has been blind, and they have no idea between one junction and the next what there actually is. You know, so the co-driver is not contributing a huge amount at that point, apart from maybe counting down distance to the actual hazard or corner or junction or whatever it might be. Whereas now he's going to play a very important role, because he's going to have every single piece of that road on a piece of paper in front of him, so the driver can hopefully, on blind sections like blind crest that he won't know about from the road book, will be able to commit with confidence to what's the other side of that. The sport for the spectator will become more spectacular because the speeds will be higher, but for the competitor it will be safer because they know exactly everything that road's going to do in front of them.
The system has been well received, and former rally driver Leon Botha has been tasked with learning the skill to create the route notes in future.
We arrived here more than a week ago, and we went through all the routes, or the special stages as we call them. We, you know, started making notes of each and every corner. Bill is absolutely an expert on that. He's got 10 years of experience. So every corner and everything was noted. Then we went over that to recheck what we've written. A third time to recheck what we've checked already, and then we videoed the whole thing. So the competitor now has the opportunity to read the road and also see what is on the DVD for their benefit.
Stage 3 was a tough 27-kilometer stage of more fast, dusty roads with a smattering of yumps. Spectators thronged to the hilltop vantage point to see the action, while some took a more sedate approach to spectating. Although dry, the surface was quite soft and would cut up badly.
The brake is...
Fecken wasn't horsing around as he tackled the stage with gusto, but he was set to retire with a hold radiator. reflection, Lawrence was back in full control of his runnings and Vermeulen could concentrate on his notes once more. He was in mighty form as he set about making up lost time after his throttle problem. Damso wasn't hanging around either and pushed on to take the second fastest stage time. Enzo was a handful of seconds slower than Damso. Habich showed no mercy, nor to his car or his competitors. The champion in full flow. Not exactly very busy in there, is he? Mr. Cool at the operating table. With ease, Habich claimed his third stage win to open up his lead even further. And dare we say it, the polo is really moving. Skulk Burger was flying along in his Class A7 SB Invest Toyota Corolla. But Stefan Woken was having a hard time in his Aqua Volkswagen Polo. Mark Grenier lost huge amounts of time in stage 2 with a flat tire. And they were wrong. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Andy Haig-Smith and Carl Peskin were still running strongly. The fastest A6 crew was Eugene Lawrence and Derek Jacobs in their venerable Team Total Toyota Conquest. Was a very fast, super wide, smooth and flowing road ahead. A moderate 23.6 kilometers to go before the next service break. 9 cars were no longer with us as the tough event took its toll. Local is lacquer as the fans wait patiently for the action. Damso took off like a scolded cat but hit a hidden ditch which bent a cross member. As the Runix lurched into view, you could see Damso was having a really bad day. Enzo too was falling back with gearbox problems, but not out of touch yet. Etienne Lawrence was still playing the catch-up game and set the second fastest stage time. But Habich was fastest yet again. His fourth stage win out of 4 and added another 8 seconds to his lead. The champion had to work a bit harder than the last time we popped into his office. Yanni's driving style is spectacular yet very effective, as all of his opponents can testify. Volkswagen's Free State fans were obviously loving it. Rueda was battling a bit, but still well inside the top 10. Sali de Toy kept his promise and was a second quicker than Rueda, but he had to use all the road. Nick Ryan matched the Toy, but both Scooby drivers were beaten by Visser du Plessis on form and on speed. Gemmell, though, was in a league of his own and challenged the S2000 cars. Down for an ad break, but the 2006 Osram Rally continues. 2006 Osram Rally in the Eastern Free State continues.